what I kind of really enjoyed about this, the way Avatar's can slowly leaked out to this audience, is the fact that, you know, the first trailer didn't really, there was a lot of images and maybe it was about emotions and stuff, and the second one started to show some. And when friends are asking me what I think about Avatar, all I can say is, you kind of have to just see it for yourself. There's no other way to kind of explain this. So I don't know.
But we've been saying that all along. We've been saying all along that Avatar is not a movie you can talk about. You have to see it. Even when we didn't have all the movie complete, and people would hear it and they say, oh, let me show you, and then you show it to them, wow, it's not what I expected. That's always been the case. And we live in a world today where people want to live in sound bites. You can't live Avatar in a sound bite. So we had to find ways to introduce it to the audience that were a little bit different, and believe in the movie that when people sit down and they go on Jake's journey, because you need that character to carry you through a journey, that they will end up in a different world, and a world that they hopefully want to return to.
Do you feel that this is probably maybe the one and only type of film that is not a soundbite then? I mean, because movies, the way movies are made and the way people talk about it and stuff like that, it is about, you know, unfortunately, that's the way we kind of...
I think there's a lot unique about Avatar, and I think one of the things that is unique is that you can't sell it in a soundbite, but part of the underlying reason why, it's original. It's not based on an underlying comic. It's not based on a television show. It's not based on any of these things. And you have to find ways to sell that in broader steps. You cannot go out and sell Lord of the Rings in a soundbite, but for the book and the familiarity with it. You could not really even go out and sell Batman, you know, in a soundbite. If you weren't familiar with it.
Now, when James first talked to you about this film, were you in the beginning, way back in the day? What was his original, like, kind of like, I've got this idea, and then how did it kind of progress over almost 15, you know, I mean, it's pretty crazy how long it's taken.
The first time I knew anything about Avatar, Jim handed me his first script. And I sat there, and it was a page turner. It was a page turner that I just breezed through. I was engaged with the characters. I was fascinated by the world, and I felt myself emotionally involved. And when I was finally done and fully rewarded, I then said, wait a second, how the heck are we going to do this? And that was in 1995. And we didn't know, and we put it on the back burner, and we kept watching the landscape of what was out there. We even did some testing for other movies that we knew would inform Avatar. And then in 2005, we felt that maybe the timing was right, where we could be the impetus to push the technology to where we needed it to go. And the technology we needed to push, interesting enough, is not about creating the original world. It's about creating the close-up, because that's what movies are ultimately about. And we set down a path to work on that, and we worked with Weta Digital, who embraced the same ideas of using this image-based facial capture, where no longer do actors wear markers on their faces. Now we record their whole performance by a video camera, and we look at that image on a frame-by-frame basis, on almost a pour-by-pour level, to drive a higher fidelity performance.
I don't want to nerd out, but I mean, you see what can be done with this motion capture. To watch your actors kind of be able to do what they did for this film, I don't know, what did they tell you was the feedback like afterwards?
For the actors, it was liberating. They felt the freedom to explore. They weren't confined literally by walls. They could play off of each other, and they could riff off each other, and they also knew if they nailed a moment, that was a moment that we could use in a close-up, a wide shot, or a medium shot. So they loved it, and what it did is, the way we look at it is that CGI technology has allowed them to play characters they could not otherwise play. It's the 21st century version of prosthetics, but instead of playing through inches of latex, they're driving actual muscles of the character.
Last question then, I mean, where does one go after a film like this? Are you going to make a small, you know, indie film where people are drinking tea all day long, or like, what's the...
Well, we've always, you know, our company is called Lightstorm Entertainment, L-I-G-H-T, Storm. We've always teased about we should do L-I-T-E, Lightstorm. But I think that, you know, what filmmaking is about for Jim and for myself, it's about finding a film that creates a passion in you, a flame of passion. There has to be challenges in that. You know, we have a project called The Dive, which is an intimate love story. Now, it takes place, a lot of it under the ocean water and live action, but that presents its own challenges, but could be a smaller movie that we attack that way. Or there's, you know, things like Battling Angel Alita, which would be big and epic, and it's really looking in January and in the coming months to see what sparks that flame of passion.